AITA for refusing to be the free florist for my sister's wedding after she stole the specific theme I planned for my cancelled engagement? I, 28F, am a professional floral designer. I own a studio that specializes in high-end, architectural installations. I'm not talking about a few mason jars with baby's breath. I do hanging gardens, floral chandeliers, and structured art pieces. It's my life and my passion. My sister, Bella, 24F, has always been the princess of the family. She was the one my parents fawned over, the one who could do no wrong, while I was the artsy, difficult one who moved out at 18. 3 years ago, I was engaged to a man I'll call Alex. We were planning a very specific, non-traditional wedding. The theme was midnight solstice. Think deep burgundies, almost black dahlias, black baccarat, antique gold, heavy velvet, and hundreds of floating candles. It was going to be held in an old, converted industrial library. I had a physical binder, a literal, heavy binder, filled with sketches, fabric swatches, and floral schematics that I had drawn by hand. 2 months before the wedding, I walked in on Alex with his coworker. The wedding was off. I lost deposits, I lost my fiancé, and I nearly lost my mind. I burned the save the dates, but I couldn't bring myself to burn the binder. That design was my masterpiece. I put it in a box in the back of my closet and haven't looked at it since. It hurt too much. Fast forward to last month. Bella gets engaged to Mark, 26M, a nice but spineless guy with money. My parents threw a celebratory dinner. We were having lasagna and drinking wine when Bella tapped her glass. I have an announcement about the wedding vision. She squealed. My mom clapped her hands. Tell us, baby. Bella pulled out a mood board. My stomach dropped through the floor. It wasn't just similar to my cancelled wedding, it was identical. She wanted deep burgundy, black dahlias, antique gold, the whole midnight solstice vibe. She even held up a sketch of a specific floral archway. It was my sketch. The one from my binder. I found this old scrapbook in your closet when I was looking for a jacket last Christmas, Bella said, looking right at me, smiling a beatific, innocent smile. And I just fell in love with it. I knew you weren't using it since Alex turned out to be a jerk, and it fits me and Mark so perfectly. It's so romantic and moody. I stared at her. You went through my closet? That's the binder for my wedding with Alex. Well, yeah, she said, waving a hand dismissively. But that didn't happen. And the designs are so beautiful. It would be a waste not to use them. Plus, since you already did all the planning, it saves me so much stress. Then came the kicker. My dad cleared his throat. And, since you're the expert and it's your design, we were thinking you could handle the floral arrangements as your wedding gift to your sister. I did the math in my head instantly. The flowers for that design, at wholesale cost, are about $8,000. My labor and my team's labor would put the retail value closer to $20,000. They wanted $20,000 of free labor and product for a wedding theme stolen from the worst trauma of my life. No, I said. The table went silent. Excuse me? My mom's voice went specifically sharp. No. I'm not doing the flowers. And you can't use that theme. Bella's eyes welled up immediately. But it's my dream. You can't gatekeep colors. That's so selfish. You're just bitter because you couldn't keep a man and I can. Bella, you literally stole my drawings, I said, my voice shaking. You went into my house, into my closet, took my property, and now you want me to build the set for a play based on my own heartbreak? Are you insane? It's just flowers, Mom shouted. Why do you always have to be so dramatic? Your sister is happy. Why can't you just be happy for her for once instead of making everything about your failed relationship? I stood up. If you want that wedding, you can pay a stranger to do it. But I'm not lifting a finger. And if you use my sketches to brief another florist, that's intellectual property theft. I walked out. My phone has been blowing up for 3 days. My aunt, my cousins, my parents, everyone is calling me a jealous, bitter asshole who is trying to ruin Bella's big day. Mark sent me a text saying, I don't really get the flower stuff, but she's crying a lot. Can you just apologize? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. AITA? Update 1. It has been 2 weeks since the dinner from hell. I wish I could say things cooled down, but my family seems determined to set a land speed record for toxicity. After I posted, I muted my family's notifications. I focused on my work. I have 3 weddings this month, and I didn't have the mental bandwidth to deal with Bella's tantrums. 3 days ago, I was at my studio. I had buckets of hydrangeas everywhere, and my staff was prepping specifically for a massive hotel install when the door chimed. I looked up, expecting a delivery driver. It was my mom. And she wasn't alone. She brought my Aunt Linda, 50 SF, and Bella. Bella looked smug. Mom looked like she was on a crusade. "We're here to settle this," Mom said, marching past a bucket of peonies like she owned the place. "We're not leaving until we have a signed agreement." "I told you," I said, keeping a pair of shears in my hand because, honestly, it made me feel safer. "I am not doing the wedding." "Don't be ridiculous," Aunt Linda chimed in. "Linda has always disliked me because I didn't go to nursing school like her daughter. We know you're just holding out for money. It's tacky to charge family, but your father is willing to pay for the materials. You just donate the labor." "Materials are 10 grand, I said flatly. "Labor is another 10. Plus a pain in the ass fee of 5. So, $25,000. Payment up front." Bella gasped. "You're trying to bankrupt us. Daddy said the budget for flowers was $2,000. I laughed. I actually laughed out loud. $2,000? For a gothic midnight immersive installation? "Bella, you can't even get the carnations for 2 grand. You want black baccarat roses. You want chocolate cosmos. You want out-of-season imports. But you have access to the wholesale markets." Bella whined. "You get them for cheap." "That is the cheap price," I explained, losing patience. "Look, get out of my shop. I have work to do." Then Bella did something that made me see red. She walked over to my work table where I keep my current client binders. She slapped a piece of paper down on top of my current project. It was a photocopy of one of my sketches from my stolen binder. "I already showed this to Creative Petals," she said. "Creative Petals is a local florist who undercuts everyone and does shoddy work. They said they could do it for $3,000 if I bring them the reference pictures. So I don't need you. I just need the binder." "You don't have the binder?" I asked. "No, I took pictures of it when I was at your place, but I left the binder there because I didn't want you to notice it was gone yet," she admitted. "But the pictures aren't high-res enough for them to copy the structures. I need the schematics for the arch." She admitted it. To my face. She admitted to snooping, photographing my private property, and planning this theft for months. "Get out," I said. "And if Creative Petals uses my proprietary designs, I will sue them and I will sue you. My copyright is on those sketches. Dated 3 years ago." "You wouldn't sue your own sister," Mom scoffed. "Try me." I physically ushered them out. My staff was watching with wide eyes. My assistant, Sarah, asked if she should call the police. I told her not yet. Later that night, my dad called. He's usually the quiet one, the enabler. "You're breaking your mother's heart," he said. "No hello." "She's breaking my boundaries," I said. "Bella is young. She looks up to you. She wanted to be like you. That's why she chose your designs. It's a compliment." "It's theft, Dad. And it's creepy. She's marrying a guy she's known for 6 months and pasting my dead relationship over it." "If you don't give her the binder," Dad said, his voice dropping an octave, "don't bother coming to Christmas. Or the wedding. And don't expect any help with your student loans." "I paid off my student loans 2 years ago, Dad. With the money I made from this business. Keep the Christmas invite." I hung up. I went to my closet, found the binder, and put it in my heavy-duty safe at the shop. Then I called a lawyer friend of mine to draft a cease and desist letter to Creative Petals regarding my specific architectural designs. I felt petty, but also, I felt powerful. Update 2. Shit has hit the fan. I sent the cease and desist. I didn't think I'd actually have to follow through, but I wanted to scare the other florist off. It worked. The owner of Creative Petals called me in a panic. She had no idea the inspiration Bella brought in was stolen from a competitor. She dropped Bella as a client immediately because she didn't want the legal headache or the bad blood in the industry. So now, Bella has no florist, 4 months before the wedding. This triggered a nuclear meltdown. I received 47 missed calls from my mother in 1 hour. I finally answered because I was worried she was having a medical emergency. "You ruined everything," she shrieked. "You vindictive little bitch. You called the vendor and lied to them." "I didn't lie. I protected my intellectual property. She's your sister. Property doesn't matter. Family matters. If family mattered, you wouldn't be treating me like a vending machine. We are cutting you off," Mom spat. "You are dead to us until you fix this. You will call that woman back, tell her you gave permission, and you will pay for the deposit yourself as an apology." "No. Then don't show your face here." I blocked them. All of them. Including Mark, the fiancé, who sent me a DM saying, "Babe, This is getting out of hand, she's throwing up from stress. Just let her have the flowers. I replied, run, Mark, and blocked him too. I thought that was it. I really did. I spent the last month focusing on my business, going to therapy, and drinking a lot of wine with my friends who were horrified by the whole thing. Then, last week, I got an email. From Mark. He sent it to my business email so I wouldn't miss it. Subject, please read. I think I made a mistake. Hey. I know you blocked me. I'm writing from my work email. Look, I didn't know about the binder being from your engagement with Alex. Bella told me you designed it for her specifically years ago as a someday gift and now you were reneging because you were jealous she was getting married first. She told me the design was the Bella collection. I didn't know it was your cancelled wedding. I feel sick. I asked her about it last night and she freaked out and said it didn't matter whose idea it was, it just mattered that it looked good. Is it true? Was it really for you and Alex? I stared at the screen. She lied to him. She told him I designed it for her. I replied, yes, Mark. It was for my wedding. The date on the sketches is 3 years ago. The B monogram she probably showed you? That was an A for Alex that she traced over. She stole my trauma and sold it to you as her dream. I attached a scan of one of the original dated sketches from the binder where you can clearly see the original notes. Radio silence for 3 days. Then, I got a notification on Instagram. Bella had posted a long, rambling story. Black screen, white text, some people are so toxic they will try to ruin your happiness out of pure jealousy. I am so heartbroken to announce that due to unforeseen family circumstances and sabotage, we are postponing the wedding. I need time to heal from this betrayal. Thank you to my real family for standing by me. My phone started ringing. It was my cousin Jen, 26F, one of the few sane ones. Did you see it? Jen whispered. Yeah. What's happening? Mark moved out, Jen said. He's staying at a hotel. Apparently, he confronted Bella about the lies and she threw a vase at him. My mom is telling everyone you manipulated Mark into leaving her by making up lies about the flowers. The whole family is rallying around Bella. They're saying you're a homewrecker. I felt like I was going to vomit. I'm the villain? For not letting them steal my work and for telling the groom the truth? I sat in my studio alone, in the dark, wondering if maybe I should have just let them have the damn binder. Maybe none of this was worth it. But then I looked at the photo of me and Alex I still keep in a drawer, not because I miss him, but because it reminds me of who I was before I got hardened. That girl put her soul into those drawings. I decided not to respond to the family. But I did something petty. I posted a photo on my business Instagram. It was a throwback. Caption, flashback to 2021. A concept sketch for a midnight solstice winter wedding that never happened. Still one of my favorite unproduced designs. Hashtag floral design, hashtag gothic wedding, hashtag original art. I tagged the date. The war is on. Update 3. This is probably the last update for a while because I am currently dealing with police reports. Yeah. It went there. After I posted the sketch on Instagram, my DMs flooded with support from industry friends and confusion from family members who finally saw the dates on the artwork. It proved Bella was lying about me designing it for her recently. It proved the timeline. Bella went nuclear. 2 nights ago, at 2 a.m., the security alarm at my studio tripped. I live 20 minutes away. By the time I threw on clothes and drove there, the police were already outside. The front glass door was shattered. A brick was on the floor of the reception area. My first thought was random burglary. But when I went inside with the officers, I saw the destruction. It wasn't random. They didn't take the computers. They didn't take the cash box. Someone had taken a gallon of bleach and poured it into the coolers. Thousands of dollars of inventory, rare orchids, imported roses, greenery for this weekend's weddings, destroyed. The smell was overpowering. Chlorine and dying stems. And on the wall, spray painted in shaky red letters, bitch. I knew. I knew in my gut. I gave the police the footage from the security cameras. We have high-def cameras inside and out. The footage shows a figure in a hoodie smashing the door. They come in. They aren't looking for money. They go straight for the flowers. The hood falls back slightly when they reach up to spray paint the wall. It wasn't Bella. It was my dad. My 58-year-old father, a man who works in insurance, a man who mows his lawn on Saturdays, broke into his daughter's business and destroyed her livelihood because she wouldn't give his golden child a free wedding theme. I sat on the floor of my ruined shop and watched the footage on the cop's tablet, and I just went numb. The officer asked, Do you recognize this individual? I took a deep breath. Yes. That's my father. We pressed charges. Breaking and entering. Vandalism. Destruction of property valued over $5,000. It was closer to $12,000 in stock alone, not counting the glass and the cleanup. My mom was arrested yesterday morning for aiding and abetting. She was driving the getaway car, a Prius, waiting down the block. The street cams caught her license plate. Dad was arrested at his office. The fallout has been cataclysmic. Bella called me from a burner number since she's blocked. She was screaming so loud the microphone was distorting. How could you arrest Daddy? He was just trying to defend my honor. You pushed him to this. You provoked him. He committed a felony, Bella. He destroyed my business. It's just flowers. He would have paid you back eventually. You're ruining our lives. No, I said, feeling a strange, cold calm. You ruined your own life when you decided you were entitled to mine. Mark left you because you're a liar. Mom and Dad are in jail because they're criminals. And I'm done. I hung up. Mark reached out one last time. He offered to pay for the damages. He said he felt responsible because he told Bella he was leaving her the night of the break-in, and that's what set my parents off. They blamed me for the breakup. I declined his money. I have insurance. And I want my parents to pay restitution ordered by a court. I want it on the record. Update 4. It's been 6 months. The legal wheels are turning slowly, but they are turning. My parents are out on bail, but they have a restraining order against them. They cannot come within 500 feet of me or my business. They took a plea deal to avoid jail time, which involves massive fines, probation, and full restitution to me. The restitution check cleared last week. It felt like blood money, but I used it to upgrade my security system and give my staff bonuses for dealing with the stress. I heard through the grapevine, cousin Jen, that the house is being refinanced to pay for the legal fees and the fines. Bella is back living with them. Mark is gone for good, he moved to a different state. Apparently, Bella is telling people that I had a mental breakdown and framed our parents, and that Mark was abusive. She's spinning a whole new narrative. But in our small town, the police blotter is public. People know. My business has actually boomed because the community was horrified by what happened. I finally took the binder out of the safe yesterday. I looked at the midnight solstice designs. The black dahlias, the velvet drapes. I realized I don't even like them anymore. They represent Alex, who cheated on me. And now they represent my family, who betrayed me. I walked to the shredder. I fed the pages in, one by one. The sketches, the swatches, the schematics. It felt better than any wedding. I'm currently designing a new collection for the shop. Bright colors. Wildflowers. Sunshine yellows and sky blues. Something that feels like freedom. I don't have parents anymore, and I don't have a sister. It gets lonely sometimes, especially on holidays. Last Thanksgiving, I ordered Chinese food and watched movies with my cat. But then I remembered the feeling of my dad's spray paint on my wall, and the silence in my apartment felt like peace. I think I'm going to be okay. One loose end, though. Last night, I got a letter in the mail. No return address. It was a check for $500 and a note on stationery I recognized. It was Bella's handwriting, but it was shaky. I know you hate me. I know I messed up. I'm pregnant. It's Mark's. He doesn't know. Mom says I should use the baby to get him back. I don't want to be like Mom. I'm scared. Use this for the deductible. I'm sorry. I stared at the check. I stared at the note. I haven't told Mark. I haven't told the lawyers. I haven't cashed the check. Part of me wants to burn it like I burned the binder. Part of me knows that if I reply, I'm opening the door to the chaos again. But if she's pregnant, and she's actually realizing how toxic Mom is. I'm holding the lighter in my hand right now. Do I burn it? Or do I make one last call? I think I'm going to burn it. Hi there, if you made it so far. Consider dropping a like and maybe subscribing. Thanks. And have a nice one.